Okay, so you want to start consulting, but should you go general or should you go niche? Which one should you do? Stay tuned to find out. Hey everybody, my name is Don Felker, and on this channel, I teach you how to start, survive, and thrive in the world of consulting so that you can live a more autonomous and financially free life. Today's question came from Twitter, and someone asked, when I start consulting, should I start general or should I go niche? So what does that really mean? Let's use the example of a software developer. A software developer, when you speak to someone who doesn't know software, immediately a lot of people think, oh, you can program games, you can help program a website, you can do a mobile app, you can perhaps program my refrigerator, all different types of things. You can go work at Tesla and work on auto-driving cars. You can work and build software for stereos. Each one of those skills is vastly different. So if you're going to market yourself coming out as a consultant, I'm going to recommend that you go niche, because there's no way that you're going to know how to do each one of these things at the level a consultant should know how to do them. A consultant is often seen as an expert in their field. And to do that, you need to have a high level of detailed knowledge about your particular topic. So if you're a mobile developer and you're focused in Android, then you're going to focus on Android development. And even nowadays, with the size of the Android ecosystem, you could focus on one particular side of Android. You could be the Android security expert. Now here's the thing, when you start niching down, that's great. You're actually going to be able to charge more money because you are the expert in that direct niche, but you have to be the expert. Now, for example, let's say that you know how to install and set up Shopify sites, but there's another person that knows how to set up Shopify sites, but also build engines and plugins and configure them to do anything that you would want to do. They are literally the Shopify expert. Which one do you think is going to make more money? It's going to be the Shopify expert, the one that's deep dive knowledge. It's not going to be the general technologist who knows how to set up a Shopify site and a WordPress site and a Gatsby site and a just HTML site. It's going to be the one who focuses in. Now, again, you have to make sure that that market has a need for it and there's money to be made. If you want to work on IoT projects and that's your thing, you have to find out, is there a market for people to pay you good money to work on IoT? Each technology is different. There's a different market, there's a different size. Web development is a huge market. Mobile development is a large market. But as you start niching down, and maybe you want to be a audio, stereo, software engineer that just programs car radios at a low-level assembly in C language, that's going to be a much smaller market. However, it's a very focused market, so not many people know it. So you can still make a large amount of money there because maybe that's in demand and they can't find a lot of people for it. Furthermore, if you market yourself as an IT specialist or a general technologist, it's going to be hard for you to sell your services because no one really knows what you do. If you're a software engineer, you say, I'm a developer. Developer of what? Do you develop apps? Do you develop websites? What do you do? If you say, look, I'm an Android developer, immediately I know that you work in mobile, I know that you're a programmer, and I know that you're focused on Android. I already know the niche that you're in right there. And most likely, if I need an Android app, you might be able to solve my problem. If you're a mobile developer, I still have a little bit of a question around that. What do you do in mobile? Do you do iPhone apps? Do you do Android apps? What about React Native? What about Flutter? Do you do either one of those? So it's up in the air. To recap, really, I recommend that you niche down, and this goes for all industries. If you're a graphic designer, you're going to want to say that you're a print designer, or you're going to want to say a package designer, or you're going to say a web designer, or a UX expert. Now, of course, you may have experience in other parts of your field, and that's okay and that's good, but you're actually able to say, hey, I am an expert in package design. Therefore, if someone is trying to design packaging for perhaps maybe they're selling some new razors for people to shave their face, you have the expertise to say, hey, I know how to design packages. I've been doing it for years. Here's my portfolio. You can see there's these toy packages I've designed and these clothing packages I've designed, etc. People are going to be able to know that you're the expert in the field and want to work with you because you have the experience and probably know the pitfalls in which other people don't know that haven't experienced it. Now, lastly, let's recap this by talking a little bit about generalizing. Generalizing is a good thing because it gives you experience in other areas of your field. So if you're a mobile developer, I recommend that you try to build an API. I recommend that you try to go build a game to see if you like it. In fact, you might find that you enjoy one thing or the other. You're also going to widen your breadth of knowledge so you have a little bit more information about each of these different areas. Perhaps maybe you have an interest in copywriting and you're a developer. That's a fantastic thing too. It offers you more skill, gives you more familiarity in other areas. If you're a designer and you just do packaging design or web design, try doing mobile UX design. Tinker with it, play around with it, see if it's something that you can also provide and may end up being an additional skill that you can do. Multiple times you'll see people that are polyglots in different languages. For example, I can create mobile applications, APIs, websites, web apps, in multiple different languages simply because I've tried learning them. But early on, I was simply a web developer. And then eventually I learned mobile. And eventually I learned some other things. And now I'm tying it all together after 20 years of experience. But when you're first starting out, it's best to niche down because then that's where your expertise is. And you can focus on that one area. But don't ignore everything else. Make sure you're learning about everything that you can. Therefore, it's going to make you more valuable in the end. But when starting out, make sure you niche down. Now, I hope that helps. And I'll catch you next time.